Hey everyone, I'm Najabulo. Welcome to my 10th tutorial. In this one, I'll show you how to make a pencil bring paper to life as the color slowly fills the surface and forms a texture that looks just like real pencil strokes. We'll go step by step through the fill animation, mask setup, materials, and creating that soft paper relief effect. Let's start by creating our main plane, which will serve as the base where the mountains will form. Add a deformer. Apply a deformer to the plane, for example, a displacer, and decrease the height value to -299 to make the surface more pronounced. Add noise. In the deformer settings, choose a noise type, for example, cranial noise, and increase the radius along the x-axis to make the shape smoother and larger in scale. Also, set space UV so the noise is correctly mapped across the surface. Next, create a vertex map. This will be our mask that controls exactly where the deformer affects the surface. Add a spline. Create a spline and place it in the scene. Then, in the vertex map settings, drag in your spline, increase the influence radius, and invert the map so the mask works inside the spline's radius instead of outside. In the vertex map settings, uncheck Use Deformers so it works only as a mask without any unwanted deformations. To create a clean paper sheet base under the terrain, add another plane and move it up slightly. This will give you a neat, flat bottom surface. In the next step, we'll look at how to create the pencil color fill, that is, how the color distribution across the surface is formed. Now let's take a look at how the color fill animation is created. In other words, how the color spreads across the surface. It's actually quite simple. I applied a vertex map to the plane. Then I added a sphere field and animated its radius to make it look like the fill is expanding from the pencil's contact point. To make the effect more natural and random, I added a random field set to overlay mode, which adds slight irregularities and gives the animation a more organic look. I then used this same vertex map in the displacer as a mask to control where the surface deformation appears. On top of that, I added a formula field to introduce wave-like motion as the fill expands. Finally, I used the animated sphere field again as a mask for the wave, so the wave animation follows the expanding fill. Now let's talk about materials. The material for the mountains is a ready-made preset from the asset browser, and the paper material also comes from there. As you can see, I added 2 additional materials on top of the main one, black and white, and blended them together using a ramp and the same vertex map we used on the plane. This setup allows the black color to appear exactly where the pencil touches, while the rest of the surface stays white, like paper. We get a clean and realistic look, with smooth color blending and a nice surface deformation effect. Thanks for watching. I hope this tutorial was helpful and easy to follow.